you and your congregation are planning on doing tonight?
We are going to give the other side of Islam. From what we understand, the Muslim student organization there has declared February the Islam Awareness Month. Of course, they are going to be giving the public the candy-coated version of Islam. And what we are going to do is give the other side, the oppressive part of Islam, the Islam that is totally void of human rights, civil rights. That is actually what we want to do. We want the public to not only know their candy-coated version, but the actual true version of Islam and Sharia law.
And what should the public expect from today?
Yeah, we will be there with our signs, demonstrating. We probably will be holding a couple of speeches. We're going to be talking about a couple of issues that are present right now. Perhaps you have heard here for quite a while, there is a pastor in Iran who has been put into prison because of his faith, and is, as far as we are aware of, is scheduled to be executed. We are going to, of course, protest that. That is another example of Islam and their intolerance. He is going to be executed because I believe when he was a young man, he converted from Islam to Christianity, which is in Islamic countries punishable by death.
So why I guess, why is the main reason for you to go out and do this?
Yeah, because it just everywhere, not only here in Gainesville, but around the country. We have done it, as you probably are aware of, in Dearborn. We have been at the Capitol there in Michigan. We were doing a protest there in Irvine at the University of California. Yeah, everywhere in America, we're trying to give an awareness of Islam. As I said, I believe here in America, Islam is giving us the peace version, which we actually do not see in Muslim-dominated countries. So we're trying to raise an awareness of Islam, of the dangers of Islam, and especially the dangers of Sharia, and the dangers of what Muslims do as they gain in numbers. They try to push their agenda upon the American people.
When you say the other version, tell us more about what's the other version. What are the dangers that you're
the other version of Islam is, of course, the violence of Islam. We see that in Islam-dominated countries. As I said, it is void of human rights, women's rights, civil rights. There is no such thing as freedom of speech in Islam countries. If you speak out against Islam, you can be put to death. It is totally void of rights concerning women. In Saudi Arabia, where Islam has its home, actually where it was born, it is a perfect example of that. Women are not allowed to vote, run for office. They cannot have a driver's license. In other words, there is just a version of Islam that our country here in America needs to be aware of, so that we can avoid actually what is happening in Europe. We see Europe there. We see what is going on, especially in countries like Germany, England. In England, people like Anjan Chowdhury, they have declared non-Muslim zones in London, Sharia zones. In other words, we are raising that awareness that is their agenda. That is what they have done around the world, and that is what they would like to do here.
Did you originally plan to do a protest before the speaker, or just it was once you knew that there was a speaker coming tonight? Did you plan the protest?
It didn't have so much to do with the speaker. It did and it didn't. We were planning this because of the Islam Awareness Month. And then as we were aware of the speaker, and then we planned our time around that. But it was basically, we were planning anyway because we wanted to give what we believe is not only the other side, but actually the true version of Islam.
And when will you be starting the protest tonight?
The protest will start probably around 5:30.
And where on campus?
I believe we are there at the Rights Union.
Like outside?
Right, we will be outside. Right.
Right. So can you give me your position about the burning of the Qurans in Afghanistan and the controversy that is happening because of that?
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, especially the reaction is a typical reaction that it's a typical mistake. We are appeasing Islam by the continual apologies. I understand now that even the president has written a letter. I think it's a perfect example of the mistake that we are making by simply appeasing Islam. If you remember, I believe around 2008, I believe CNN broadcast this, there were hundreds of Bibles burned in Afghanistan and nobody said anything. So actually, if we are going to apologize to Afghanistan for this mistake, then actually we should also apologize to the Christian world and the Christian community for the burning of the Bibles.
Now, some people would probably, that we talked to, have brought up the point that there are, that America is, open to all religions and all religions should be accepted.
Right.
Why is it that the Islam religion strikes so hard against you and your beliefs in your congregation?
Yeah, we absolutely agree with those people. We recognize their right as a religion protected under the First Amendment. We've always tried to make that perfectly clear. We are not against Muslims. They have a right to practice their religion, build mosques, evangelize, have seminars. That is not our problem. The danger with Islam compared to other religions is the fact that they have Sharia, is that they have the fact that they have a different form of government. That we are against the terroristic aspects of Islam, the violence of Islam, and we are against Sharia, or we are against any form of government except for the Constitution. We believe that anybody who comes to this country, they must be willing to be governed by the Constitution and not by any other set of rules or regulations.
So what is it that you hope to get out of protesting tonight?
Yeah, mainly we hope to raise an awareness that people would begin to look, that they wouldn't just swallow everything that Islam says, because they have a history and a pattern, as I said. As they are very small, 1%, 2%, they play the religion of peace. And as they begin to grow, they try to push their agenda. So what we are trying to do is raise an awareness of that, and people should look into Islam. They should look into especially the governmental aspect, the aspect of Sharia. They should look around the world where Islam is the main religion. And is it there in those countries a religion of peace? Does it respect minorities, women? In the United States, of course, it does. But it doesn't do that because it's a religion of peace. It does that because it is held in confines and controlled by our Constitution and the freedoms that we have.
Are you planning on stopping after tonight's protest for Islamist Awareness Month, or is there any other events?
I think tonight is our only event that we have planned, yes. Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to say from your standpoint, your opinion, or anything?
Yeah, the only thing that we would encourage people to do is to sometimes look beyond the rhetoric of Islam, or even sometimes the rhetoric of the media that try to paint us in a certain direction, and really look around the world, check into the dangers of Sharia and Islam.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.